Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mods Tend to the Sky. Today we have a couple of things going on, which is going to be getting into Mechanism. We're going to go check out the Nether, see what that has for us. And we're going to see about getting into the mob utils, mob masher and conveyors, so that we could set up a proper mob farm. However, it all depends on what we could get out of the Nether, I believe, because we need a spawner. So I could put this chicken swab to use and get some feathers, because that's what we're ultimately missing is feathers. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into it. And I also started a little bit of mystical agriculture. I didn't do much. I just did the infusing altar and pedestals, and I made the wood seed so I don't have to keep growing wood. I could just come over here and twerk on the wood seed, get some wood essence and make that. I will eventually set up a small farm for it to grow using, the AE2 method. And do they have crop supports in here? Crop supports, yes they do. Okay, and green fertilizer, interesting. Hold on. Fert. Oh, fert. Oh, they got different fertilizers. So increase crop output. Speeds up growth. Huh. And then prevents trampling. That I'm not too worried about. What's the lily pad of fertility looking like? Did they... Oh, they brought the old recipe back. Oh, that is a beautiful thing. Oh my god. Okay. So I am going to probably that's probably why they nerfed mystical agriculture and brought back the old lily pad of fertility recipe. Because once you get a proper mob farm up, this stuff is easy. Oh, that is awesome. So what I could actually do is I could get a farm going, set it with green fertilizer instead of red, have the lily pads of fertility underneath the farm, have the crop supports and growth accelerators. Man, talk about a fast farm. Okay, not just a fast farm, but a fast farm with a big output, especially using the green fertilizer. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm excited for that. Okay, so kind of to show what I did in between episodes, I set up the flux hammer and flux sieve for the cobble, netherrack, and endstone. I still need to make it for the deep slate and blackstone. So once I get that going, I'll probably move this to underground or make another path going off somewhere to have this all set up, and then I'll push into a ender chest, which will ultimately just come over here and get dumped into the storage controller. So not too bad. So yeah, I got rid of the sieves that I had here, gave us a little more room to work with. The way I have this set up is I have cobblestone coming into this one, which is making gravel, and it's getting sieved down into that. This one here is for sand, so it gets double crushed. So it's from cobble to gravel, gravel to sand, and then sand goes in here to get sieved. And then this one, of course, breaks down all the way to dust. This one, of course, is just crushed netherrack and crushed endstone. So we got that. I did upgrade our power generator to 8 time. So I have an 8 time magmatic generator. And this thing is keeping up with all the demands that I have going on right now. Like if we come back over here, most of these have the 3 gold upgrades on it, which is using 1280 RF. See, this kind of gets confusing. Okay, so it says RF per tick, so it's 64 RF per tick. RF cost per item, 1280. I'm having 8 items processed, so does that mean it's using 8,000? Hold on. It doesn't seem right. This goes a little too fast. Maybe? I don't know. That's hard to tell. It's kind of confusing. If anybody knows that answer, put it down in the comment below. And then also these have 3 gold as well. So it's moving quick. Once I upgrade power again, I'll change it over to diamond. This one, what did I fix that? No, this one. Okay, so I still need 1 more gold upgrade for this one, 2 for this one, and 1 for this one. This is for sand, which is fine. I could upgrade those anytime, not a problem. Yeah, and so I kind of started Mekanism a little bit. So far all I did was I created the metallurgic infusers, and then I dumped some redstone in here and some copper, and this is the infused alloy. For redstone and copper, it's a 1-to-1, so it's 10 millibuckets per copper to make an infused alloy. If you want to make the basic control circuits, that's going to be 20 millibuckets of redstone per osmium ingot. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that in here. So I have 8 osmium ingot and 160 millibuckets of redstone. And that should get cut down by 20, which it does. So once I get those basic control circuits, I'll be able to make the enrichment chamber and the osmium compressor, and of course the crusher. I'm going to be making the crusher as well. Yeah, because I believe with the crusher, if I have the crusher, if I grab one of these and I take a look, so with the crusher I could crush them down into dirty netherite scrap. I can then enrich them. Oh, let me go back. I could then enrich these into netherite scrap. So each ancient debris turns into 3 netherite scrap, and each dirty netherite scrap. The dirty netherite scrap then gets enriched into the netherite scrap. So out of each ancient debris, I could get 3 netherite scrap instead of 1. So that will kind of help too, especially since we don't have very much. So for 3 timesing this, that would be 66. Which then it would take 4 netherite scraps and 4 gold to make an ingot. So we could have a little bit, not too bad. And then once we get into crushing, I think it's blackstone that gives us the ancient debris. Let's see here. Yeah. So it's the crushed blackstone that gets us the ancient debris. And we have diamond. Oh, and also the aluminium. So that's a good thing. And then it also gives us the isnium, which is awesome because that was a difficult path in occultism. It's not super difficult, it's just very time consuming. Let me go ahead and go to bed here, and then we will jump into getting Mekanism finished in a way that we could start progressing. Okay, so I have the steel casing, the basic control circuit. I need a couple of iron and redstone, so that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and do that. So there's that. Then I want to get the crusher as well so we can get that started, and I need 2 buckets of lava. Super simple. Let's go ahead and grab these. And there's our crusher. So we could get rid of that. We could get rid of the metallurgic infuser. We could get rid of the crusher. And then we just need to do the osmium compressor, which requires these advanced control circuits, which is just 2 infused alloy and 1 basic control circuit to make. Do I have enough for that? I think so. Let's take a look. So we just need 2 of these. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and jump down here. So what I'm going to do is... Okay, so that's empty. That's perfect. I'll go ahead and pick this up. Because what I want to do is I want to have the crusher next to the enrichment chamber, and then the infusers on their own. Then the osmium compressor, I could just have chill out here at the end. I'm not going to be using it yet. However, let's make sure we slap down the power cable. Okay, so let's grab our ancient debris. I like to come in here before I do anything and just clear it all, and then just put the input back for the energy. So let's go ahead and do that. We got that done. And then we just slap the ancient debris in. We'll let that run. Actually, matter of fact, since this just needs to go straight into the enrichment chamber, I'll go ahead and do that. I need to turn on auto eject. There we go. So we'll let this go and let that build up. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab some obsidian and we are going to go into the nether. So let me put my helmet back on so I could have nothing but a mustache again. This is hilarious. My eyes get covered, but my mustache remains. It's all about priorities, right? Okay, so obsidian. Obsidian. Ooh, I need to link my drawers back up. Now I have them on there. Perfect. Okay, so obsidian, we got that. We also need a flint and steel, which we could easily make that. And I think I'm gonna put the nether portal down underneath, or should I just slap it up here at the top? Yeah, let's just do it right here. Alright, here we go. Let me go ahead and throw this stuff back in the system. Let me put this in our backpack. Whoa. Oh, this looks amazing. And kind of creepy. Alright, do I still have flight? It looks like it. I just want to make sure that this yep, okay, perfect. Okay, so I am going to travel in one direction and see if we could find anything, because I believe that there's still structures, so like the nether fortress and the bastions. It's just we have to still travel to find them. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Alright, so we have a nether fortress. It looks like there might be some blaze spawners. Awesome. Okay, I don't want to go down there just yet. So what I want to do is I want to mark this. Add waypoint nether fortress. Okay, perfect. Back. Nope, not back. Home. So since we don't have silk touch, what I need to do is I need to make cardboard boxes. These things. Now, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could do this with Mekanism, which is okay, but early game it's super slow, and it doesn't give you a lot of sawdust per log. Because I've gone through entire stacks of logs and only getting maybe 2 or 3 dust out of it, which is kind of weird. So there's that way, and then you have the productive saw, the productive trees sawmill. Now this thing is super cheap, so it's easy to make, and it produces the sawdust very nicely. So I'm going to go this route. You could definitely go the Mekanism route. That's perfectly fine. Let's see if there's any other ways of doing it. Need to look at the cardboard boxes. So mechanism, immersive engineering, and productive trees. What is the immersive way? Their sawmill. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm okay with doing the productive trees method. So we're going to make that. We need some more planks. I'll tell you what. Can't wait till I can get into auto crafting. That's going to be a lovely thing. And sawmill. Now I don't think this requires power. So you just slap this down. Yeah, no power. Grab a stack of logs and we'll just toss this in there. So I want to grab quite a few spawners because I like making mob farms. I like making big mob farms. What I've been seeing lately by other YouTubers mixing mob farms and Ars Nouveau, which I find pretty neat. I can't lie. Where they make the portal, teleport them to the killing chamber and kill off all the mobs there and get everything collected and stuff. Like, that is super neat. I like that. I usually go for a super simple just kill box where it spawns them in from the spawner. It transports them forward using the conveyors into the mob masher, and then I have some sort of item collection and XP collection to pick up all the stuff and then put it into an ender chest, which then puts it into my system. So I don't know, I might try something different starting off, however, because I haven't touched Ars Nouveau yet, though it doesn't need a lot of advanced stuff. However, I just kind of want to focus on one thing, and then when I get to the Ars Nouveau, we could set up the kill chamber with the Ars Nouveau portal. We'll need the warp scrolls. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you need, but it's not hard to make at all. And then for the sawmill, when this top here reaches 64, it just stops. So kind of keep an eye on that, or have like a drawer or a chest to pull out those items just so it continuously runs. So we are at 28. And then for the cardboard box, it's just a 2x2 recipe. So that gave us 7 cardboard boxes. That is pretty good. Now, also what I'm going to do, I need string. And I can't wait until I get the mob farm going, because string, spider eyes, mob drops in general, I would love to have an abundance of. I'm going to make some of these real quick. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm just going to make 1 for right now, just for the 10. Then I'll make more later down the line. Okay. So we have our cardboard boxes. We need sticks now. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to get a couple of swabs. One of which is going to be the wither skeleton. I don't need to swab the blaze spawn or the blazes because I'm getting the spawners. And I don't think I need anything else from there. Unless I could get... No, there's nothing else I could get from there. So let's go ahead and jump back in. So let me grab you. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go yoink. Oh, nope, yoink. I'm going to come over here. I have to get my other cardboard box that I left over there. These guys hit hard. Right. Let's see if I can find another one. Because I want to try and get as many as I possibly can. I'm not seeing any more on here. However, I want to come in here and see if there's any loot. Ooh, there's 2 of them. Ooh. And soul sand, I'll take that. Alright. And I'm going to die. Whew. That was really close. We're gonna head back there and I'm gonna grab the loot in the Nether Fortress. And then I will bring you guys back. And we will continue making our mob farm. Okay, I am back. And yes, I did end up dying. I got jumped by, I think it was like 5 wither skeletons. And I TB'd back to home before I died. So luckily I wasn't too far from my respawn point. But however, yeah, there wasn't much there. I guess it didn't really hurt to check though, because you know there could be some decent loot, could not be. So we just did a quick look, didn't find anything, so now I'm back here. Looks like our netherite scrap is almost done here, so that's good. I'm going to place this up here. Okay, and they're done. Perfect. Alright. Let's take a look at the ender. Ooh. Okay, so gunpowder. So I need 3 of them. Okay, let me... So I need 4, 6. Then there's 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3. So ender pearls, lapis, and gunpowder. There we go. How are we looking on everything else? Do I need to make more? Soon for the lead. Soon for the silver and zinc. And I think everything else is okay for right now. I have the void upgrade on some of these. We got blackstone up there, which is nice. I could turn that into blackstone and crush it down. So mechanism, what we're gonna do, how we're doing on, oh yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a stack of each coal, redstone, and diamond into the enrichment chamber so that we could get enriched items, because this will help with some of the metallurgic infusing that we're going to be doing. Because with an enriched, so like for this example, enriched redstone, if you put in a singular redstone dust, that gives you 10 millibuckets. But if you enrich it, an enriched redstone gives you 80 millibuckets. So you get 8 times what redstone dust could give, which ultimately makes your redstone go farther. Go ahead and grab these out. Grab some more osmium. I'll do 16. Throw those in there. And I have soul stand getting created over here. I'm gonna fix this because this isn't the best setup for this. I just kind of threw this together really quickly, and then I threw a bunch of sand in here. So I'll clean that up in between episodes. I'll probably make it about 3 times bigger, just so that we could have a steady stream of soul stand coming in, at least until I set up create. Because with create, if you have the fans, you could bulk haunt. Yeah, you could bulk haunt sand into soul sand very quickly, instead of having to go through the whole witch water method. With the create, I'm also going to set up a bulk smelter and probably a crusher as well. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do the haunting and the smelting, possibly the washing. I don't know if that's actually needed though. But these I'm going to definitely keep going and upgrade them when I can. Oh yeah, that's going nicely. So now I need copper as well. I'm going to do 16. Perfect. That's good there for now. Let me go back and grab some diamond. Enriched coal is used for making steel, so it's kind of not needed right now. What you would do is you would run iron in an infuser with coal, which will turn into enriched iron, which then you would run it through the same infuser to make steel dust. But that is not needed right now. I think I'm okay on steel. Yeah, I have 42 ingots. Okay, those are done. Perfect. I think it's these that get transformed. Yeah. Alright. So diamond with the infused alloy turns into the reinforced alloy. And you could do that all the way down. What I want to do is get some obsidian and crush that down. And I'm going to make sure I turn that back off. And turn that back off. Because with the crushed obsidian, I think if you put it with the diamond, you get refined obsidian. And then with the refined obsidian, if you mix that in the osmium compressor, you get the refined. Yeah. So if you put osmium in the osmium compressor with the refined obsidian dust, you get the ingots. To get the refined obsidian dust, like I said, you need to put obsidian dust with diamond in a metallurgic infuser, just like we have right here. I'm going to throw this in here. I'm going to grab some osmium. And I think it's a 1-to-1. Maybe. Let's see. Kinda. Not really, I guess. I guess we'll see what happens when that finishes out. And then also with the refined, I'm trying to think if you put it, let me see, for atomic alloy, it requires, yeah, refined obsidian, and the reinforced alloy will make the atomic alloy. So diamond and advanced, okay. There it is. Okay, so it's redstone. We'll put it to the advanced. Okay, I'm going to put half of that in there and throw that in there with that. I need to see, can I enrich this? Oh, I can. Okay. So enriched refined obsidian, enriched diamond, enriched redstone, and enriched carbon are all the things that I need. So carbon, redstone, diamond. Perfect. Now we're looking good. Oh, and it is a 1-to-1. That is good to know. 1-to-1, that's perfect. Alright, so we have that kind of set up here. Just gonna run this through, empty out the redstone. So that's pretty much the gist of getting Mekanism started. You know, it's super simple, just a crusher, enrichment chamber, 4 metallurgic infusers, and an osmium compressor. Let's see, what else do we need? We won't need anything until later on, especially when we get better power, because a lot of this can be power hungry, especially if we tier them up and upgrade them. And what I mean by tearing them up is you could turn them into factories. And then also you could put in speed and energy upgrades. Let me see here. And here's the tier upgrades to upgrade them to factories. But it looks like we might not need anything else at the moment. At least until we get into the reactors. Because we'll need to get the chemical oxidizer, electrolytic separator, and the chemical infuser. And we need to have that whole setup, which I believe the first mechanism tab kind of touch bases on that. I'm going to go ahead and throw all this stuff into the system. There we go. Okay, let me get rid of this death marker because this thing is massive. And I don't want to remember this at all. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, and then we just need to throw that in with this guy, which needs a little bit more. Oh, it's 240 millibuckets. Gotcha. That's a lot. There we go. Wow, okay, so 240 millibuckets of refined obsidian to make one atomic control circuit. No, ultimate control circuit, sorry. That's kind of crazy. Perfect. Okay. So, I mean, that pretty much opens everything up for us. Like, we can make wind generators if we want a little extra power. We could get the energy cubes. We could work on doing the ore doubling with the different tier processes. So that is one route that we could go. Another route we can also go is the power mod, so that we could get into the reactors. However, so 500,000 FE per tick on generation power. And if we come over to the mechanism reactors, if we set one of these guys up properly, it can make a couple million, especially if we add a turbine to it. Modification station. Oh, this is where they put the mech suit. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a while. I don't know if I want to do that or if I want to get into Draconic Evolution. I haven't touched Draconic Evo in so long. Like, it's been at least Draconic Evo. It's been so long since I've touched any of this, and to what I've seen, they updated some of the visual aspects to this mod, which is nice. It's really nice. It makes it more, current. But the gear that this can offer, right off the bat, it doesn't seem like it's very big. But once you add in these modules, you become pretty OP to what I've heard. And that's something I would like to try. So max installation. So some of these could get installed quite a bit of times, but you need a lot of energy to do this. So that is definitely beyond that is like end game, or maybe even past end game, if you kind of want to flex. I know they have the Chaos Dragon in this pack, so that would be something to kind of do to aim for. However, I've never done the Chaos Dragon fight before. I heard it's very difficult. Even with the mech suit, you will die, and the mech suit's supposed to be pretty solid. I've never made one, so I can't really say much on that. I do want to make a mech suit either in this series or in my other the Automods 10 Project ATM Star series. I don't know, or maybe both. I mean, we're just beginning into progression. This mod pack is still updating. I mean, we don't have a chapter 2. Like, we're already done with chapter 1 pretty much until, once we get Netherite going. I mean, we're done with this. So now the only thing that we need to focus on is more item generation and power generation and get strong. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, once we get done with this and we, you know, get into apothic enchanting and the whole apothic stuff here, you know, once we get through this and we get, you know, pretty stacked on this, there won't be much for us to do except end game stuff. You know, getting the SPS and the fusion reactor, the antimatter, you know, going after the Chaos Dragon, maybe touching a little bit into these different mods. Definitely going to be getting into Ars Nouveau and create. Just dire things I need to set up. Occultism I will do off camera because it is massive. I'm putting out a 2-part series in my other series going over occultism. It took me about 3 hours, I'm not gonna lie, to go from having absolutely nothing to having 3 of the maxed occultism pentagrams. And you know, I felt like that took me quite a bit, but I've never touched occultism. But I'm not gonna do that on camera again. That will be off camera. I do have that already recorded and I will be putting out shortly. So we got Mekanism going. We have these going good. Our storage will need to get some upgrades to make sure we don't run out. Our generator is holding pretty solid. You know, the lava generation is keeping up with it. I need to upgrade all these as well. And I mean, we may even have enough to do the 64 time magmatic generator, which if we look at that thing, it's just 8 of these surrounded in netherite gear, which we could do that quite easily. It's just, this takes a lot of gold. So it's 5 gold. So you need 320 gold just to be able to make one of these. So, I mean, honestly, that doesn't sound too bad. How much gold do I have right now? Not enough. But we could do this. I'm not going to do it in today's episode, but I will probably do this in between episodes. I won't have you guys suffer through this. But let me go ahead and get this started, and then we could go ahead and end the episode off here. Let me go ahead and throw these in here so that we could get them duplicated. And then let's go ahead and call off the episode here. Let me take my helmet off so you can see me. Alright, so we visited the Nether. We got Mekanism up and running. We got quite a bit going. We're going to get more power going. We're going to work on looking into progressing further into both AE2 and Mekanism so we could get auto crafting and the reactors going, the fission and the turbine, and you know, try and get even more power. And then also I'm going to look into working on getting the mystical agriculture farm going for the basic resources that we do have available for us. And then we will see about getting more resources, because that's ultimately all we need. That's what's holding us back, is just the resources. So until next time, thank you guys so much for joining me. And just a reminder, if you liked today's video, please hit that subscribe button. We are super close to our first goal of 100 subs. You guys are mad, because just last week, I believe, I was only at like 30 something subscribers, and now I'm over 50 subscribers. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support and love. And yeah, if you like today's video, go ahead and smash the like button, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.